think this is on. Yep. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Monday night stream. Second stream of the year. And today will be population in the forest of Kashyyyk. Oh, hold on. I've got the chat set on the wrong setting. That's better. Grogan, hello. So when you're streaming, YouTube has this thing that's got the controls on one side and it's got the live chat on the other. But sometimes it resets to a mode called top chat, which only displays some messages. So I quickly changed to live chat so I see everything. Because it's no good if I don't see what you're all saying. But yeah, quite good. It's good to see you. So yeah, this week we'll be working on a scene for chapter 25. I know 22 is not finished yet, but I'm still waiting for the last of the character dialogue to be sent in, so I can't really progress until I've got that. But yeah, as I said previously, I'm working on future chapters. So at the moment, this is a scene for chapter 25. Have you watched The Last of Us show? Yes, I watched the first episode earlier today. I really enjoyed it. And what did you think? Yeah, they obviously put a lot of money and a lot of effort into doing it. It's pretty accurate to the game. There are definitely moments in it that I remember exactly from the game. Yeah, I think they did it really well. Looking forward to episode 2. Floopy, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Have you drawn any moustaches on anything recently? But yeah, I was really impressed by The Last of Us. Got 3 break, glad to be back. But go through on, it's good to see you. I'm glad you got a chance to be here. I know that I remember before you saying that your job has changed, so it's harder for you to be here. So it's nice to see you've had a chance to do so today. Yeah, so this is the basic set I've been working on. This is a tree. It's not that exciting to look at. I know how I want it to look, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Now, I have actually animated the characters, but I don't want you to see what they're doing yet, so I made them invisible, but we're still going to build up the scene. I'm doing picture thanks. To be honest, I'm a little behind on moustaches. I added other foundations to my collection soon. Well, I'm glad to hear that you will be doing some more soon. So, I'm going to get started. Now, I did cheat a little bit and created the Wookiee village I built from the set before. I created a copy of that, which I can just import again into this scene, with the idea that it's got all the stuff in it that I need. like the trees and leaves and all that kind of other stuff that needs to go around this. So I'm just bringing that in. The loading screen doesn't appear to be showing on the stream, but it is there. It may take a few minutes. So I'm just letting that run while people come in and join in. Tonight we get the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer. I don't know what time that's going to drop. Before I end the stream, I'll see if it's available. If it's not, I won't do that. If it is, might be interesting to get a reaction to it. Though I don't want to get... I don't know what the... I don't know if I should do that. YouTube might get a bit finicky if I'm streaming a trailer that I don't own the copyright to. I don't know. We'll see. I was about to ask about the trailer. Yeah, I don't believe it's available just yet. Let me have a quick look while we're waiting for this to load. There is a trailer for the trailer. Oh, that's not an official trailer. That's a fan trailer. Okay. Oh, here we go. It says you see the person now. Be sure to tune into the. Okay, so it's NFL. Is that football? I don't know anything about American sports, I'm afraid. Or British sports for that matter. But it says it's going to be during the game tonight. 5:15 PT, 8:15 EST. I don't know what time it is now. Okay, so the game starts an hour. Well, I usually stream for an hour, and if it's half time, I imagine that's going to be much later. So I'm not going to be streaming until the trailer comes along. So I'll be falling asleep at the keyboard. But I guess it's something to look forward to in the morning, for me anyway. And I hope you guys find it interesting if you're going to see it later. Alright, so this is that to look forward to later. Alright, as you can see, the scenery has loaded in. Let's see. We've got all this stuff here. We don't need all of the stuff. We need... It's all attached to one object. So if I... that's the wrong button. That's the one. Link and attach are very similar, so it's very easy to get them mixed up. Especially when you're a bit tired. So we don't need any of the walkways for here. So let's delete that one. Is that the only one? No, it's not, because there's one here. Just click on it. That's 2, 3. Okay, that's it. Is anyone watching The Bad Batch? I am. Not right now, obviously. But yeah, I've been watching it. So what we need to do is make those go up, bring them over here. See, what I should do is make it a little bit easier on myself. What do you think of episode 3? I guess it's safe to talk about it now, because if anyone who cares enough to watch it probably has done. Um, and if you're listening and you don't want any spoilers, cover your ears. I thought you got an episode of The Bad Batch where the Bad Batch aren't in it, but that worked because it was a very interesting story. Like, the tone made me think of Andor more than Bad Batch. But I like that they're exploring parts of the Empire that we never really got to see before. Let's have a look at that. Well, right. Let's go further there, but I need some trees over that way. What have I got over here? No trees. What did you think of episode 3? Can move those trees over there. See how that looks. Yeah, that's pretty good. What's this? Just a house floating in the middle of... Yeah, we can get rid of that. Let's move that there. Move that up there. I think we need some more trees. So let's resize that and make it a bit bigger. And we can move this one over there. And then this one. Bring it a bit closer. I completely agree with you there, Fruipy, about it was definitely a darker story. Because the first 2 episodes, they're fun, but it's more of a fun adventure. But then we get episode 3 where we're dealing with some pretty dark material, which, given the time frame of the series, I think that's a good direction to go, because it's called The Dark Times, so you need to actually show some dark times. I thought it was really well done. It's really well animated. The story was good. I hope we get a few more episodes like it. Yeah, I think the silence really added a lot to it. I think sometimes just not having sound can be really powerful, and obviously this is one of those times. It's nice that they're not afraid to do some dark storytelling, because, as I said, this is this era of Star Wars. You need dark stories because, it's the rise of the Empire. it just really fits the theme. I wonder what happened. I think he will die because he never appeared in Rebels with Rex, but I don't know if they kill him in Bad Batch. I don't know. Could be that Rex just never trusts him, so he doesn't invite him to be on his crew in Rebels. I do remember, I can't remember when it was, but seeing Dave Filoni saying Star Wars isn't necessarily about racking up a huge body count. I think he was kind of referring to Game of Thrones, because that was the height of that show's popularity when he said it. And obviously that's a show quite famous for killing off characters. But yeah. Do you look at the pen style and I just can't? No, I'm afraid I did not. It's probably something I should do. I need to bring... Some of these big... Is Cody's life Dennis talked about in the comics? You're going to have to ask someone who has read the comics, because that's not me. I'm afraid with the new printed material, as it's written by Timothy Zahn, I've not really been reading it. Because I know that at some point the focus is going to be, well, the focus has always been on the films and now the TV shows, because obviously the TV shows have proven to be more successful than some of the more recent films. We won't go into detail there, we all know about that. But at some point there's going to be so many stories told in video form that they're going to counter the... They're going to clash with the books. So at some point, any of the new books that have been written are going to be basically made non-canon again. I don't know how long it'll take, but I just kind of thought, I don't want to read them again, get invested into a whole new series of written stories, and then find that, you know, they're not being used anymore. Again. So this is written by Timothy Zahn. Although that said, I'm probably going to read the Jedi Survivor tie-in book, because that kind of fills in the gap between the two games, which I'm quite intrigued to see. You ready for the Mando trailer couple hours? Yeah, we were discussing that, checking the time to see when we thought it'd be on. I don't think I'll be still streaming when it happens, so I hope everyone does enjoy it when they see it. Because I did briefly consider that if it dropped when I was streaming, that we could do a reaction to it live, but yeah, there's no way I'm going to be awake when that happens. Most of us enjoy TV series more, given that there's more room, well-being characters. Yeah. The last few years, those kind of TV shows have really taken off. Matthew, yeah, I hope we do. I feel like even if we don't see a lot of him, they're gonna show they're gonna kind of reveal at least something about him. It'd be nice to see him, like as a setup for Ahsoka. Even if he does Luke at the end of Force Awakens and just kind of shows up right at the very end of the season. But you never know, he may even be in the trailer. I doubt it, but we'll see. The time has come. That sounds so sinister. I hope the Star Wars opinion comes here tonight, because I did set up that PO box that was requested last week. If not, I'll have to post it in the community page. To go get lunch, you'll pay. What is the software he uses? Because I've been asking every time. Oh, A21, I must have missed those questions. So there's several pieces of software I use, and I'll go through each of them now for you. This, what you're seeing right now, is iClone, which is where I do most of the I do all the animation in it. At the moment, I'm building the set for Scene in 25. And so I'll bring in characters, and I'll put the animation, I'll bring in the dialogue to make them lip sync and all that kind of stuff. The characters themselves, almost all of them are made with a piece of software called Character Creator. That comes with, it's made by the same people as iClone. You can find that on Reallusion. Let me post the link in the chat for you. You can find iClone and Reallusion there. I believe there are free trials that you can try out. But yeah, all the details on there. And then for the actual rendering, up until chapter 17, and including 17, I used iClone's render, built-in rendering, because it can render animation as well. And over the course of the series, the rendering iClone's rendering has improved, as has the characters, models, and so on, which is why if you watch chapter 1, it looks very different from chapter 17. And then just over a year ago, I started learning about NVIDIA Omniverse and ran a crowdfunding campaign, which a lot of you very dedicated fans supported, and I was able to. You need a special license for the content, for each content pack, like the clothes for characters and hair packs and so on, so that I could export that to run in NVIDIA Omniverse, which is a ray tracing. It's real-time ray tracing, so normally ray tracing is a very slow process, but the Omniverse does it really quickly. Well, at least compared to other ray tracing software. It's all part of the thing to upgrade to iClone 8, the crowdfunding campaign. So I'm getting digressed there, but I kind of wanted to clear that up as well. But yeah, Omniverse for the rendering, and it's all photorealistic, and the light behaves like real light. So there's a little bit of that in chapter 17 with the spaceships, because I didn't know how to render all the character scenes then. But then chapter 18 onwards has all been Omniverse. This scene here, once it's finished, I will export that to Omniverse and render it there. It's slower rendering than iClone, but it looks so much better that it's worth the wait time. There's a couple of times where I've had comments saying they thought they were real people, or like the stormtroopers look real when they're rendered in Omniverse, or C-3PO, because being metal and gold, when you render him in ray trace with the ray tracer software, his gold body reflects all the light and all the scenery around him, which is it's a new thing I had to think about, because before he wasn't doing that. But the first time I rendered it, there were gaps which were visible on his head where I hadn't built any of the environment behind the camera because I didn't see much point in it. So now I have to think about where when I got a character like 3PO, I need to build the whole environment so that he doesn't reflect things he shouldn't. But it was good. Hoppy, hello and welcome. Yeah, 821. I'm sorry I missed your questions before. I do try and read all the comments. I get so many that I'm afraid that a few do slip through. So I'm glad I could answer that question for you. Yeah, so back to this. What I need is to make this is the main branch that's going to be featured in the scene. I need to make it look a little less like a round object and more natural looking. So let's zoom in. I zoomed out so far that this is going to take a little while. Right, so we've got... Actually, I'm just going to quickly save because I'm liking where this has gone so far. There we go. Alright, so we've got these branches over here that I'm going to bring down. Hoppy, are you feeling alright? A little bit concerned by some of the things you're coming out with there. We'll shrink this down a little bit. Now my plan is to try and make this look like it's wrapped around that big log. Of course I need to get it in the right place first. Let's see how that looks. Getting there. Let's bring it there. Floopy, welcome back. Oops, almost got it. I think let's rotate it around a bit. Let's try that. How does this look? All you see is this bit here. Right, let's try. that. That's better. Mostly. Need to lower it just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's going to work nicely. Right, we need some more though. So there, let's leave that one alone. We've got over here some. Just the right one? Yeah. A branch with leaves on it. Let's have that there. Would you ever do tutorials on how you make Jedi and Sith characters? Because I may use this someday for a series I've been working on about Darth Revan's descendants. I have made... I've done some streams where I've made characters. I don't know how good they are as tutorials, but if you look on my channel and go to the live section for my videos, you will find the character videos there. So basically, the way it works, it's a bit like a video game character creator, like any of the BioWare games, for example. Or The Sims. So you create your face and then you drag little bits of costume onto their body, like t-shirts or boots and so on. Now there are some content packs, like medieval themed ones. I forget the names of them offhand, but you'll find them in the... If you go onto the Real Legends website and look in the content store, you'll find them. They'll be under the character creator stuff. That would work nicely for the sort of Jedi and Sith characters, because once you load in once you're in there, you can, and you drop clothes on, you can change the colours in the software for what they're going to look like. So if you're not happy with the default colours in the pack, it's very easy to change them. So yeah, you can create some Jedi and Sith characters, but you need to check out the content packs to find the right clothing for them. Obi-Wan, I did, obviously he wears Jedi robes. I forget the name of the particular outfit he wears, but there's a robe in it that works perfectly for a Jedi, and he wears that in this. Is this the part of the book where Leia and Chewie are underneath the Wookiee village? Now, what gave that away? Besides the name of the file up there. Dr. Maya Studio, hello. Greetings from Britain. So you're another British person too. I thought I was the only one crazy enough to stay up this late to... It's not often I come across a live stream hosted by a favourite. I would imagine not, especially not at this time of night. So which part of the UK are you from? I like to see young Thrawn have a short cameo at the end of this season of Bad Batch from when he first joined the Empire, the book Thrawn. Like these words. Yeah. I was wondering if they were going to do that there's certainly room for it. I'm based in rural Merseyside, not too far from Liverpool, where the Beatles came from. I've never been there, but I have a very good friend who lives up there. I live near Bristol, so down in the south. Quite far from you. 821. Thanks. Also, if you need any voice actors, my best friend has a really good Kenobi and Yoda Palpatine voice, though he hasn't done it in a while. That's something I'll keep in mind. And also really good for your own if you're doing a Star Wars video. So you can have those characters in I don't think that one's going to be that useful, so I'll make that invisible. I do want this one though. Let's bring it in over there. That's a small bit. Also a night owl, which is why one of the reasons I stream at start the streams at midnight. Hoppy, I get it. You're doing Wookiee noises. So what is your small pet project? If you don't mind me asking, if you're not ready to reveal what it is, I completely understand, because I often do that myself. I can be very secretive with some of my projects. I recently bought something off Etsy, a prop replica of the Blackwing virus from the Star Wars Legend of Death Troopers. Nice. What are you planning to do with it? I'm afraid that's one book I never read. Well, I started to. I couldn't get into it. I wanted to. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't in the right mindset for it at the time. Since you're in the UK, what time do news shows Disney Plus usually go for you? Since they go on at 3 AM. Usually 8 AM. Which is nice for me, because I will, if it's something like Mando, I will watch that when I have breakfast, so there's no spoilers. But yeah, usually around 8 AM. So basically the same time as you. Which is nice. So there's no spoiler problems. The prop itself is a medical glass vial with the label written in English. Inside is this grey liquid with red spores that float about it when you move it. That does sound like a really creepy prop. But definitely a good purchase as well. You're going to have fun with it. I just got a tube container to keep it safe from being damaged. The last touch was adding vinyl stickers of the Empire's logo onto the container. I see. So you bought the prop and you're adding your own sort of touch to it by finishing it off with extra detail. That's nice. Be able to do that. What's your plans after Heir to the Empire? And will you do stories with Jace and Solo and Jaina? Because that'd be cool. Well, I mean, if I get as far as the last command, they're in that, so that's technically. I mean, I guess they're in it now because they're not born yet, but it is a story about them because, see, the Nogri are trying to capture them, the twins. I'm doing this just to keep me going through the winter. I tend to slow down during the season. So you do a lot of crafting. I always encourage people to be creative. It's nice to see other people being creative. So. Anyone here going to Celebration London? I was actually wondering if the prop you're making was for Celebration. I'll be going. I was lucky enough to get the hotel room before they sold out, or before the hotels realised something was going on. Very much looking forward to it. And I'll be going with my friend who voices Winter in this series. So that should be fun. What other conventions are you going to? I don't have any solid plans for anything else at the moment. Just that Celebration. I didn't answer the question about the others. What I'm going to do after Heir to the Empire. I haven't figured that out just yet. I guess that's why I didn't answer it properly. I've got a few different ideas, and obviously the natural thing would be to go to Dark Force Rising. But it's still got enough of Heir to the Empire to go that I haven't thought that far ahead yet. But when I get closer to the end of the book, I will start thinking what's next. Doctor Who question, that should be fun. Mr. Phil first, not going to stay because I don't have the time, but just dropping by to tell you keep going. Your work is incredible, inspiring. Looking forward to next part. Well, it's very kind of you to say so. If you don't have time to stay for the stream, when I'm finished, it will get automatically added to my channel, so you can catch up with it later. All the streams are there. I don't delete anything, except for one I turned off because there were some issues that I couldn't remove. But yeah, everything else is there, and including this one will be up on the channel too. So you can catch up there if you feel like it. Otherwise, hope you enjoy the next part when it's released. Minister Arthur Wesley, so will we ever see naval battles between Tyrone and the New Republic's best admirals? Well, I wouldn't say they're the best admirals, but there is definitely a big naval battle at the end of the book, which I've started planning out. There's even a tease for it in the trailer that I released just before Christmas. That's looking pretty good. Feels much more wild compared to how it did when it's just a I know it's mentioned that one senator turned Admiral Nebit Thrawn. What is it? You mean Garm Bel Iblis? I don't believe he shows up until Dark Force Rising. It's been a while since I read the book. I used to make animated films when I was still at secondary school, using the movies stunt effects to it below head. I used to play that too. That was a fun. I used that game. I didn't make too many movies with it. I played it, and I played it more as the movie studio management, and I did play around with the movie tools, and I believe there should still be a couple of videos I made with it here on my channel. But yeah, the movies was great. It's a great game, and lots of people made some films with it. So yeah, Garm. It'd be fun to do some battles with him. But yeah, he doesn't show up till the next book, so not just yet. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Nope. Not quite. Almost. That is worse. I'm thinking about getting another black room for as well, because there's enough room in the container form. Oh. Well, why not? I think I'm always going to encourage creativity, so I would say go for it. Oh, almost got it. I just want to make this tree look more lumpy and less smooth. And there's some other ways to do that with the texture in Omniverse, but I want to add more than just that. I want to add it something a bit like that. Yeah, I think that's going to do. Alright, so let me save that because it's some pretty good progress. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream now because it's been about an hour and I'm getting tired because it is nearly 1 a.m. As always, it's been really fun chatting with all of you. So yeah, thank you all for coming. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check out the Chapter 1 Special Edition. I released that a couple of weeks ago. Basically, I took the very first chapter of Heirs of the Empire, rendered it again using Omniverse and the upgraded character models. It looks so much better than when the series first started. So if you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. It's here on the channel. Other than that, that's about it. I hope you enjoy the Mando Season 3 trailer. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. My brain's telling me I should go and sleep soon, so I think I'm going to do that. The special edition looked great. Oh, I'm glad you think so. Yeah. So yeah, everyone have a good night. May the Thrawn be with you, and I will see you all next time. Take care.